What's good, y'all? We're back at the setup. This is also attempt number three. This is not easy, bro. This is not easy. I swear, talking to a camera. Let me just get my thoughts clear, man. So today's topic, we're talking about why your parents don't know what's best for you, or usually they don't know what's best for you. And it's not that your parents don't want the best for you, because 90% of the time, your parents absolutely want the best for you. And it's something I've come to realize very recently, like in the past few years, that my parents have told me a lot of things, just purely like out of love. I mean, they just want the best for me. But it's led me to do a lot of things that were just like honestly stupid. Honestly, make a lot of stupid decisions. And like I'm saying, it's not necessarily their fault. Um, but the truth is that your own parents are gonna, if they're ignorant to something, then that ignorance is gonna be spread onto you, and that's just the unfortunate reality of it. And you're not really gonna realize it until you're older and you're meeting new people. So I guess what I could say is like I could give my I'm gonna go through my own experience with this, which is basically I could say like my dad is very adamant on me going to college. His basically in his world, the only way that like so for his most of his life he's been, or not most of, all of his life he's been working very labor intensive jobs, and he obviously doesn't like them. Um he's very negative towards just working, you know what I mean? Anything work related is just always has something bad to say about it. And I mean, I understand, man. I understand. It's not fun, especially when you've been doing it your entire life and you feel like you have no choice. But he believes that the only option, like literally the only option that you can that is gonna bring you success uh in life is going to school. And I think he's literally like, I know he wants the best for me, and I appreciate my dad. My dad has done so much for me, and I love my dad. You know, but I think that he's just very close minded, and he just doesn't understand that. Like basically, when he's saying that he wants me to go to school, he's looking at it purely from a monetary value. So he's only thinking about how am I gonna like what it, he's telling me what I should do to make money, but he's not telling me what I should do to actually enjoy my life. And it makes a lot of sense to me now, because how is somebody gonna tell you? I mean, nobody can tell you how to enjoy your life, but nobody can give you advice on how to enjoy your life, or like guide you to enjoying your life if they don't enjoy their own life. So, um, man, that's pretty deep, honestly. But yeah, and it's like the same for my mom. Both of my parents, man, uh, they have. I've had to learn a lot of things like finance related. I've had to learn a lot of things on my own because my own parents just don't know, and they're gonna tell me things that with good intention, like to help me out. But um, now that I'm an adult, I have to realize that a lot of the things they're telling me, I have to fact check everything they're saying to me, because I seriously cannot just take their word on anything. As much as I love my parents, taking their word on everything in the past has only led me to making decisions that I would regret. So for you, if you, I'm sure a lot of people understand this, but if you're younger, I don't know who's gonna see this video, but if you're younger, I really advise you to not take um like take everything your parents say at face value, and do your own research. Like, don't actually take their words for like the definite answer, like as a definite answer, like oh yeah, my mom or my dad said it and they love me, so it must be true. Um, you know, I'm sure they do love you and they want to help you, but you must find, especially if you're If you have goals like me, I have very high goals, very high standards for myself that my parents have not been able to, achieve in their lifetimes. They have not been able to achieve success in their lifetimes. So I really have to do my own work to figure out, like, to fact check everything they're saying, or really just figure out how to do things on my own. And it kind of sucks, man, because when you listen to everything that your parents say, and you only imagine, like, you can only like, what am I trying to say? You view everything your parents tell you as the truth, the absolute truth, in that your parents are always going to be there to give you the right advice. Then you're setting yourself up for failure, because unfortunately your parents don't know everything. Even if your parents know a lot, your parents might be successful and they still might not know what's best for you, because uh you might want to do something else with your life. Like, your dad might be a doctor, bro, making six figures a year, but because you want to become a YouTuber, you know what I mean? What is your dad gonna tell you? You know what I mean, about becoming a YouTuber? He's gonna tell you to go to school and become a doctor just like him. So it's like, appreciate appreciate your parents for being there and giving you advice. Appreciate the fact that your parents are love you enough to try to guide you and give you this advice. But know that this advice is with is with good intent, but it's not always good information, and that you need to do your own research yourself before making any decisions based off of what your parents have told you. And uh, I hope this is making sense. I hope this is making sense to somebody. Your parents your parents are, man, they're just like, they're always going to be there for you, but they're not always going to be there to make the right decisions. They're always going to be there to make decisions for you, but they're not going to be there to make the right decisions for you. You know what I mean? And I don't really know what else to say. Let me pause for a second and think. Or no, let me. Nah, let me. I would say, in my personal experience, in the short amount of time I've been on this earth, uh, the best way to really learn about what you want to do is by asking for advice from people who are doing what you want to do. And you not necessarily, like, you don't have to directly speak to somebody who's in a position that you want to be in, because that might be hard. Like, I want to be a successful YouTuber. I want to be able to trade and stuff. But I can't. It's not very easy to get into contact with somebody who has achieved those things. So the best thing for me to do is, I guess, just either listen to, like, podcast or watch videos from these people, and, like, get advice from people on the internet, because there's so many people on the internet just giving out advice for free. Like, there's so much advice out on the internet for free, and there's so many different like niches and, like, different career paths, and just there's advice for everything. So, like, you got to use the internet to your advantage. Don't use Like, you got to stop using the internet purely just for entertainment. The internet is such a powerful piece of information, and I I'm not a huge book reader myself, but I have been making myself read every day. And I will say, reading books is can be equal to, or I'd say maybe even better than, getting advice from the internet, because whenever you're reading books, you're reading like, it's somebody who is successful, that is, like, you're reading the life of somebody who is successful, or the words of somebody who is successful. So if you really want to learn how to be successful, you gotta read about people who are successful. You gotta listen to who people who are successful. You gotta watch people who are successful, and, like, what they do. Like, you gotta do things that successful people do. You can't uh, rely on unsuccessful people to guide you. So yeah, man, your parents, like I said, man, they always want the best for you. But if your parents aren't successful in whatever area of your life that you want to be successful in, then unfortunately you're gonna have to go out on your own into the world, and you're gonna have to figure this shit out for yourself. And it's not like you're gonna be alone, because once you do find those people, then that's when you build connections. You know what I mean? You gotta build connection with people who are in the same space as you. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna be alone, but you might not have access to these people at the moment. And it doesn't mean that you won't ever have access to them. You definitely will. You just got to be looking for them. So yeah, man. I feel like this is definitely kind of a yap. Um, I thought I was gonna be able to explain this a lot better, man, but um, it was not easy, man. This was not easy. This was not easy to explain. I don't know what was so difficult about it right now, but this is getting posted, man. Hopefully every time I do these videos, they'll get better and better. Uh, but yeah, I hope this information had some value to somebody. And I'm gonna see y'all. Peace.